A military parade from the Parliament building to the Methodist Church in capital Kingstown led off the day's proceedings for the first funeral service, where glowing tributes were made for this country's second Prime Minister, Sir James Fitz Mitchell, who hailed from the Grenadine island of Bequia. Reading the eulogy was former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Monty Mall, who recalled a man who served SVG with distinction for many years as its Prime Minister.
His own published reflections highlight many positive relationships with people from all parts of life. He cherished good relationships and promoted the importance of healthy family relationships.
Current Sovereign Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and Opposition Leader Dr. Godwin Friday also paid tribute to Sir James, while a video tribute was made by former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Kenny Simmons. Delivering the feature address was Dr. Keith Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, who shared some great memories of his friend and former colleague, Sir James.
Sir James is the quintessential Vincentian son, in whom you should be forever be well pleased. From the humble beginnings in Bequia, Sir James maintained his humility throughout his life and turned out to be a Caribbean leader of the highest repute. Humility and love are essential attributes, as far as I'm concerned, of any successful politician or any successful service-oriented.
The body of Sir James was later transported to Bequia on a chartered vessel, along with the SVG Coast Guard, which transported Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and other government ministers and dignitaries. As the ferry entered Port Elizabeth, Bequia, the beloved home of Sir James, horns blared for more than 30 seconds. From other ferries docked at the port as they salute the arrival of their fallen hero. For many in Bequia, Sir James was popularly known as Son Mitchell, who had asked that his body stop at the famous almond tree, then proceed to the St. Mary's Anglican Church, where the second service was held. There, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and Opposition Leader Dr. Godwin Friday again paid their final tributes to the man they both respected.
He was generous with his time to me and otherwise, and I believe I myself to him. And in time we became friends. And because each of us held the office of Prime Minister for very long periods of time, we knew and understood each other's challenges.
So James has returned, but more importantly, he has come back to this community that lifted him up and held him up for so many years that he called his Rock of Gibraltar. Or they gave it the name and he adopted it. And they made him their champion, their representatives for so many years.
Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley delivered the feature address. She said Sir James was a good friend, whom she admired as a regional leader and who helped her immensely with her political career. Mottley said SVG has lost a great man.
And I therefore ask us, as I say this afternoon, to remember that we have a duty to tell these stories and to define our region more in terms of what unites us rather than what divides us.
Sir James' eldest daughter Sabrina paid a glowing tribute to her beloved father, whom she said faced many challenges in his private and public life, but never gave up.
His politics was that of the middle class. He didn't believe in just giving a man money. He believed in giving a man a job to earn his own money.
The interment took place at the family's cemetery at Mount Pleasant, Bequia, with gun salute and military band. The SVG flag, which draped the casket, was handed over to his eldest daughter, Sabrina. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves stayed at the gravesite until after 7 p.m. to lay the first wreath. For SVG-TV News, Larisa Pugsley.